One was regarding Johnson Institution. I see positive numbers, I see negative numbers in different categories. Is that debt paid, or has that debt been received?
So that debt is not paid. Let me go to where that is.
Page 54, is that right?
Yeah, it starts on page 54. Each fund gets a portion of it, I believe. It is something that's being repaid to the district. I'm not sure where. Oh, so on page 55, there is a negative in fiscal year 21-22. That was due to a correction in accounting.
Okay, that's what I was looking at. But then there was another number where it was paid, 6,000 and something was paid in.
So, like for
54 maybe.
For 21-22, $6,000 was paid back to fire. Due to a correction, $717 was taken from lighting. 8,000 and some change was paid to wastewater. 7,800 and some change was to water, and then solid waste had $729. It doesn't look like there's anything that's recorded between 21 and 24, other than what is shown in the 2021 column.
Okay, on page 54. Also a question on page 71, might be the same time. It's the fire budget, 24-25, $506,000.
What page are you on?
54.
$506,039.
Right.
So that's the actual expended so far in 24-25.
Years
I mean, sorry, not expended, but received.
Okay, is that all we're going to receive? Because it
looks like
appears that the current budget is
65%
for $772,000.
So that's what's currently been received. The budget to be received is $772,602.
Right?
So we still have more that will be received.
Okay.
We're at 65%.
Yeah. So when you're looking at these reports, there's the section that's called actuals that encompasses 4 columns. Those are the actuals for those individual years. The current budget is what was budgeted and approved. So when you're looking at the actuals for 24-25 in both revenue and expenses, that's what we've actually received or actually spent. The current budget is what the board approved as a budget for either revenue or expenditures.
Anybody else? No one? No. Would be public comment on this item? Do not. All right.
So this is just a draft. There's no real direction at this time. If you have comments, we can take them now, or you can send them to me. There will be minor adjustments to the proposed budget, and it'll be brought back at next month's meeting for adoption at a public hearing. So if you have any questions between now and the next couple weeks, please call me, email me, text me, whatever. Come down and see me.
Okay. Thank you very much. Move on to item number 3. Special District Risk Management Authority, SDRMA, Board of Directors call for nominations. 4 director seats are up for elections for the term January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2029.
So this is being brought as, you guys remember from the last few meetings where we have these same things. If there's anybody on the board that's interested in being on the SDRMA board, this board can nominate a board member to be on that board. In the requirements, there aren't a lot of meetings, but you do have to go to Sacramento for the meetings. And I don't believe they pay for that. So really no action unless one of the board members is interested in doing it. And then we would just need a nomination and direction to file that.
So would the travel cost be on the district or the individual?
That would be up to the board. Previously, it was on the individual. If this was something that the board wanted to support, then the district could pay for that upon the board's direction.
Okay. Board comment or questions or interest by any board members?
Not right now.
Gentlemen? Don't think we have any interest.
I thought that might be the case.
Do you have any public comment on this item? No? All right, we'll move on. Item number 4, request for proposal, sewer system management plan audit and update.
This item is to authorize the release of an RFP for sewer system management plan audit and update. The district is required to have a sewer system management plan by state ordinance or state law. The district currently operates 8.9 miles of sewer mains, 142 manholes, and an aerated lagoon wastewater treatment plant. 2006, the state made it a requirement that we have one. We have an established sewer system management plan. However, due to staffing and costs, it hasn't been maintained. The last time it was updated in any sort of meaningful fashion was in 2020. This RFP would basically, it would get us a consultant to go through the management plan, update it to the current management plan standard, audit our existing plan, identify the deficiencies, and they would propose corrective action to correct our deficiencies. From this plan, once it's approved by the state, on a 4-year rotation, we have to have another audit. In one of the state's ultimate winter moments, 3-year rotation. So on 5 years, we have to update our SSMP. On 3 years, we have to have an audit. So you have audits and updates that are overlapping each other and creating twice as much work for no reason. At any rate, our current plan is quote unquote expired. We do need to update it to the current format and version that the state requires, that was implemented last year, and perform an audit on our existing plan to meet the requirements under our state ordinance, or our state regulation, sorry. Again, this is just an RFP. This would come back to the board for approval of the contract with the consultant. Oh man, I'm just making all kinds of mistakes there. So it wouldn't come back in December, as it says on here. It would come back in June for contract award.
You wouldn't release it on April 17th, since that's today, right?
So technically, if you approve it, it would be released today.
I see. Okay.
Click a button.
Yeah.
So, who provides the audits? Is that a separate consultant group?
So we don't do it ourselves. We've had our district engineer do it. Our current engineer declined to do it. There are consultants that this is what they do. But really there's a lot of different firms that can do this work. So it's not something that you have to be specifically trained to do.
Okay, this is specifically for the management plan, not audit.
So this RFP would be to retain somebody to perform an audit and to update our SSMP.
Okay.
Once the audit's complete, and incorporate the new requirements for the current version of the SSMP and any corrective action that we would need to do.
Then I'll bet 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, then we have to audit in 3 years.
And how is it being funded?
So it would be funded out of wastewater, just out of general operational cash. That's depending, or that would be depending on what the overall cost is. But the projected cost is relatively minimal, so that's where I would project it to come from.
Okay. Thank you. Any other board comments and questions? Gentlemen? No. Do we have any public comment on this item? All right. Do we have a motion?
I move that we accept it.
I second it.
We have a motion on the floor to release the request for proposal for the sewer system management plan audit and update by Director Smiley, second by Director Beatty. We'll have a vote. Director Green?
Yes.
Director Smiley?
Yes.
Director Davis?
Yes.
Director Beatty?
Yes.
Director Sangster?
Yes.
Passes 5-0, no absent.
Okay, we'll move on to item number 5. Continue to March 27, 2025. Board meeting established dates for applications and sales of safe and sane fireworks for the 2025 calendar year.
Could you read it again? The suggested action is staff recommends the board of directors adopt resolution 2025-09 establishing the dates for applications and sales duration for safe and sane fireworks to be sold during the 2025 calendar year. Discussion is as follows. This is a continuation from the March 27th, 2025 board meeting. District adopted fire code allows for the sale of safe and sane fireworks from 12 p.m. July 1st to July 4th at 4:59 p.m. as defined in ordinance 01/2023. Filing period for acceptance of permits for fireworks sales applications for safe and sane fireworks shall be Thursday, May 1st, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. through Friday, May 30th, 2025 at 4:30 p.m. The permit filing for the permit filing period for fireworks applications. Only complete applications will be accepted by the board clerk at 1765 Bonita Place, San Miguel, California 93451 during business hours 8:30 a.m. through 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. No incomplete applications will be accepted. All fireworks applications received after that time will be rejected. And the state fire code and local ordinance 01/2023 limits the use of fireworks to July 4th only. The fiscal impact is none. The permit fees offset the actual cost to provide additional staffing for the fire department during the selling and use duration.
Thank you. Comments, questions?
My comment is that the fire department does a lot of good for the community with the funds that they generate from the sale of the fireworks. And I would be totally in favor of this because it benefits the community.
Thank you. Gentlemen?
I have a question for Scott. You've been doing this, Scott, for I don't know how many years, you guys. Do you have a rough estimate of actually how much money you generate from selling these?
So to be perfectly clear, this is a resolution to accept the sales duration and the permit fee. It has nothing to do with funds collected, and funds collected would be generated through nonprofit organizations, Alliance Clubs, the Native Sons, the San Miguel Firefighters Association. At one time, there was the third spin-off group that had a fireworks group. So your question has nothing to do with what we're talking about. If you would like to discuss revenue from the fireworks sales, then as suggested at the last meeting, I'll make myself available as the president of the San Miguel Firefighters Association to discuss those items with you. But this is not what we're discussing right now.
Well, yes, we are, because
No, we're not.
So this item should be to discuss whether or not the board wants to sell fireworks for those 4 days and allow any nonprofit, not just the San Miguel Firefighter Association, to sell fireworks on those 4 days. If you have specific questions about the San Miguel Firefighter Association, then you should talk to them Separately, that's not really
Well, I
germane
know,
to
but
this.
he was just, the last meeting, he was saying how much they funded from the fireworks, and,
That is incorrect. We never said a dollar amount of what we funded.
no, but you said you
I'm not going to speak to
you
the
helped with the Christmas parade, you helped with sagebrush parades, and so on, so, anyway.
Okay. Any other board comment or questions? I would say, I would agree that the funds generated from this do go to positive things that occur in the community. I don't think there's any question to that. Do we have any public comment on this item? This item at the podium.
So my name is Joey Kohler. I've been a part of the San Miguel Fire Department and the Fire Association since 2020. These are my kids over here. That's Callie on. She's a cheerleader locally. So to talk about some of the good that's generated from the fireworks sales, Callie fell short of sponsorships last year. The Firefighters Association actually chipped in and helped sponsor Callie so that she could have backpacks, snacks, such water bottles, gear, pom-poms for her cheer. Not only that, we help the firefighters achieving, aspiring to be all they can be, academy costs, and things of that nature. So, just wanted to voice that.
Thank you. Thank you. We have any other public comment? Anybody?
I'm Maria Chaparral, and I am grateful for the fact that we have our firefighters here and that we are allowed to have the fireworks, and the fireworks that they sell are fun for the kids, and they're pretty safe, the parents watching them, and I'm just really glad that I don't have to go anywhere to enjoy the fireworks. I can just be here at home and have that, and also feel safe, because they are patrolling our streets throughout the whole entire time and throughout the whole entire process. They're always there, and I am just so grateful for all of our firefighters, for all that they do, and how important that they are to the community and how much they mean to us. Just wanted to say that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As a resident of San Miguel, one of the highlights of living out here and not in the city is the fact that we get to enjoy our fireworks locally, watching all of the kids play. I appreciate that they have their 4 days of selling fireworks. I know we have illegal fireworks here, but you know what? We have our fire department on duty all the time. They blow their whistle at 10 o'clock. Everyone pretty much knows to put things away. I know we're not supposed to have the illegal fireworks, but in the 24 years, almost 25 years that I've lived here, I think we've lost one home, and that was because they dumped something into the dumpster. I hope you guys will consider always keeping the fireworks display booth available for us to buy our fireworks, play with the safe and sane. I know we have to watch the rules and the laws with the illegals, but you know what? We live in a very beautiful little community where we still get to play and have fun, and we don't have our government down our throats. And I know it's a little scary. I've had a fireworks literally go right over my house and explode over there. It is definitely a little concerning, but you know what? I think our firefighters, thank you, Scott, they keep a close eye on us, and they do patrol the streets, and they blow the whistle at 10 o'clock, and I think for the most part, everyone knows it's time to put them away. We get a few that have had too much to drink, and they blow them off at midnight. But you know what? It's what makes us unique as San Miguel. We don't want to live in San Luis. None of us can afford to live in San Luis. We don't live in Paso. We live out here. I bought out here by choice, not by necessity.
And you know, I love our little community. I love the fact that we are unique. We don't have thousands of people coming in from the valley to watch our fireworks. We get to enjoy them right from our driveway or our backyard. So I really hope, I know we have to follow the rules, but for the most part, everyone does. And I hope you will always keep them in your heart and remember that we are a small community and we have to remember that and do everything we can to retain that. I'm Cordelia Perry, here, a local resident. Thank you.
You have additional public comments?
Hello, my name is Marian Rendon. I'm a local resident here. I've been around San Miguel for the past, I'd say 3-4 years now. I've personally seen everything that they've done and just how much they help this community out. For example, the Burn Foundation, I was able to join them back in 2022 when they did the relay, and I will say it's just everything they did that day, absolutely amazing. They donated more than some of the fire departments, being one of the smallest ones there, to help these kids go somewhere where they can feel normal. And they were able to do that because of the fundraiser that they do. Or, for example, back in 2022, I was honored to be able to host the Paso Robles Army Recruiting Center's trunk retreat. They were there helping out, passing out candy to these kids. Or, for example, I was there from morning to after everything was cleaned up for the parade, the Christmas parade and the toy drive. If you see the smiles on these kids, it makes your day. It genuinely makes your month, if not year. I work with kids as a civilian side, and I had one of my students go that wasn't going to be able, their parents weren't going to be able to afford Christmas, and they were able to give him something because of the toy drive that they do. Were you guys there to see those kids smile and made their day and made their year? That's a question maybe you should ask yourselves before you say no to this.
The toy drive you're speaking of?
For the Christmas parade, after that, the parade.
My wife and I started that before the association ever was around.
So you'll see, no, the smile. Well, thank you for starting it. Genuinely thank you, because it just makes such a difference in these kids' life. And honestly, I don't speak for the DOD, but as somebody in the military, I have never seen a group of firefighters they are the hardest workers ever. I've seen leadership from all sorts. This is the spot, does such a great job, and his firefighters are absolutely amazing. Do not take away this fundraiser for any emotions you may have, but just give the community this, please.
You have an additional public comment?
Hi, I'm Tammy Tackett. First off, I want to thank you for starting it. I appreciate that.
It was before fireworks.
And I would,
It was before fireworks were around.
I know, but it was also before inflation and...
Had nothing to do with it.
Okay. I'm sorry, I was just trying to compliment you.
No, that's fine.
Okay, but now we do it, or they do it, and they get to do the Christmas parade. They get to do other parades. They help out a lot. And I've lived here just as long as you have, and I like our community, even when it's a pain in the butt sometimes. On the 4th of July, when they're by my house and they're gonna shoot off the illegal ones, you know what I do? I run out there with my camera and I yell at them, and they run. They go someplace else. So if maybe we're out there watching the fireworks and we have that and it's in our, we can shoot it up too. I mean, we can shoot them right on there. We can get their faces. But we shouldn't take it away from all these children, because as adults, we can't come to some conclusion.
Thank you. Any additional public comment?
How's it going, Board? Robert Rojas. First, I kind of want to address the public in general. This has been moved once before. This is the second time that they're addressing this. And the first time that they addressed this, they move it to today because of whatever reason, okay? When they moved this, they had, since May 27th till today, to come and ask as many questions that they possibly could have about any of these topics, and they chose not to. They could have also done the same thing with Kelly. Ever since that $13,000 or whatever, could have came and asked. They didn't. I'm also going to talk about the fact that the association does one really, really good thing, and it gets me really good because I'm a part of that really good thing. And that's the Alyssa Ann Rush Burn Foundation, okay? Every year, they do a champ camp. And that's a week-long span of where burn survivor kids, just take that in for a second. Kids that already have a huge change in their own life before their life even started. They get to go over and spend that week span with other kids like them, and the association is able to donate enough money to get 1 to 2 kids to go back or to go for their first time, because these kids can't afford that. I'm one of the counselors for that burn foundation. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen a burn survivor in a wheelchair being able to be hoisted up a zip line and be screaming her lungs out because she's having so much fun. If you guys don't pass this, she might not show up next year because we don't have the funds to donate for the years to come. And that goes deep for me, and I have to say something about it. So thank you. That's kind of where I left off from last time that I talked about it. So there you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have any additional public comment? No? All right.
Board President, I'd like to move to pass resolution 2025-09.
I second.
Have a motion on the floor by Director Smiley to establishing the dates for application and sales of safe and sane fireworks for the 2025 calendar year by resolution 2025-09. Second by Director Beatty. We'll have a vote. Director Beatty.
Yes.
Director Davis.
Yes.
Director Smiley.
Yes.
Director Green.
No.
Director Sangster.
Yes.
Passes 4-1-0 absent.
Thank you, directors.
Move on to item number 6. Continue to March 27th, 2025 board meeting, review and approve firework permit fees for 2025 calendar year by resolution 2025-10.
Suggested action is to review and approve resolution 2025-10, establishing the safe and sane fireworks sales permit fees. This is a continuation from the March 27th, 2025 board meeting. The district receives applications for safe and sane fireworks from nonprofit groups located within San Miguel as fundraising events for various community-sponsored programs. Permit fees are collected to assure adequate emergency response personnel are available throughout the sales duration. Fees collected offset the district's cost of fire department personnel. Fees are based on current firefighter standby pay rate. I didn't include that, which is minimum wage. The required fee shall be set at $2,173 per booth in order to cover the direct cost of staffing for the 4-day sales duration. And this year, the 2025 staff is recommending that the board set the permit fees as follows. $2,173 non-refundable permit fee per organization that desires to sell safe and sane fireworks in order to cover the district's reasonable cost for administrating and enforcing provisions of Ordinance 01-2023. These fees are non-refundable. A $500 cleanup fee to be charged, which may be refunded in whole or in part at the location where public location where safe and sane fireworks are sold and used. Fees of use and spent fireworks related materials. Sorry, I got sidetracked there. Let's start that again. $500 cleanup fee is to be charged, which may be refunded in whole or in part if the sales location and public areas where safe and sane fireworks are used are free of used and spent fireworks and related materials by July 5th as determined by the fire chief. I got a little twisted in words. The permittee shall furnish the fire chief a policy of public liability and property damage insurance with no deductible limits. A bodily injury no less than $1 million per person, $3 million for each occurrence annually, with the limit of property damage no less than $1 million for each occurrence, as payment of damages for persons or property which may result from the cause by negligence on the part of the permittee or his agents or servants, employees or subcontractors. The district and its office directors and employees shall be named as additional insured under such public liability policies. A certificate of insurance consistent with the above shall be presented prior to the sales and shall provide the insurer will not cancel or reduce coverage without notice 30 days prior to the district. And the fiscal impact is the $2,173 permit fees per booth will cover the administrative staffing costs associated with standby coverage for fireworks sales, and there will be no additional cost to the district. There's a lot of words.
Thank you. Board comment or questions?
Not on this.
Gentlemen.
I got one question.
Yes, sir.
Now, on this insurance and so on, how do they know, let's say if there is a fire, how are they gonna tell the difference if it's a safe and sane fireworks or a illegal one?
This insurance only covers the people selling the fireworks for misuse and the district for that activity. It does not cover the personal misuse of fireworks.
Okay, so if somebody burns my house down, it's on me then, right?
It's on the person who burnt your house down, sir.
Yeah. Whether or not it's safe and sane or illegal, right?
If they ran to the gas station, bought a gallon of gas and lit your house on fire, would you be after the gas station?
No. I'd be after the guy. Anyway, I'm just kind of curious on the type of insurance.
It's to cover the district employees.
Yeah.